And I believe in the second game, they sacrificed a similar thing. Then they lost.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, another potential last game of this best of 5 series. Still at match point, Bigatron caught in a corner. They go for another point. Force a game number 5 in this 4th game of the series. Let's welcome you to the Land of Dawn.
Welcome to Mobile
Land of Dawn, here we go. Potentially the last game. Bigatron looks to equalize, or will Geek secure that M series ticket?
As the robots rebooted back to their tip-top form for this very decisive game. That is the main question right here as we take a look at the emblems by Dunia Games. Firmness again on the side of Geek Fam, but of course the mid lane and Roamer. We'll see how well this combo goes. How good is this very expensive contested Valentina in the hands of a boy?
Already a lot of damage, actually. A lot of control coming in from Bigatron Alpha with their choice in the mid trio. Who would have thought Angela and Novaria being able to have this much say in the early game? Look at that damage, the poke. It's deterring Beloyski from being that usual aggressive force that we're accustomed with.
I think Beloyski for sure needs a bit more space to maneuver, and he likes playing this style, but at the same time, you have to agree and you have to recognize that Geek Fam isn't as scary without Beloyski coming out of nowhere with the Edith, coming out of nowhere with the Cho in game number 1. So we'll have to see. Can they kite back and forth enough? And I think that means that Geek Fam will be playing it very patiently until it's turtle time.
Let's see here, right? 20 seconds to the first turtle of the game. Rotation-wise, both okay. Both teams will not engage in business. No first bloods just yet here, as they will now enter the turtle pit.
Most of them are already at level 4 here. The only outlier, you would say, is a boy as well as Moreno, still at level 3. Don't really have that much power from a boy in comparison to Moreno here, especially in this turtle take. In terms of level, Super Ken as well as Niall, both level 4. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, Astral Icona, Super Ken jumps in looking for the steal. Heavy spin though will push Niall away as Beloyski will be the one to secure the first turtle. Super Ken jumps in, Baptism connects on towards 2. Now Niall will escape, but Super Ken will find the first blood. He will pay his life though. Super Key now caught, flickers out. Cerezo quite low, no fall of damages yet here. Super Key heals him back up. It's a 1-for-1, but the turtle falls in the hands of the Geeks.
I think it's definitely worth it for the Geeks getting the turtle, getting the jungle ahead as well. It's really difficult for a Lancelot, but man, that was not to be taken out right there. Luke, I think Luke was something we talked about in yesterday's match as well.
That was a close one indeed. Getting just really pushing us to the edge here. Even in the beginning of the game, 3 minutes in. But other than that, everything is a little bit more down-tempo. It wasn't as aggressive as we saw in game number 2 or game number 1, which means that both of these teams, once again, they are thinking on their decisions a little bit more heavily this time around.
I think it's due to the fact that it is still a support roamer matchup. Usually Super Key and Beloy, they're both very great playmaking roamers. But with both of them being on utility roamer healer supports, and with the crowd control being a heavy spin, a bravest fighter, these are all very expensive skills that they can't really use unless a big objective is on the map. Same thing for Bigatron Alpha. Penalty zone, as well as, I guess it's the only thing they have actually as a strong engage tool. So everything's going to be saved up until it's the critical moment. But with the heavy spin, I think Geek Fam can neutralize all that. So Bigatron Alpha are the ones that have to find a different approach instead of just a head-on collision at the turtle pit.
Oh, heavy spin now, Pop Chive. Now with help of the hard guard will try to sustain more, blazing the way. Pops as well as Beloyski will be the first one to fall. Take a look at the flicker of a boy trying to escape. Oh, it was clutch. He escaped with the stolen hard guard. Now Niall will be the target. Super Ken jumps into the vicinity, but will just focus down on the objectives. Though, Niall will not give it freely, seems like.
That backfired real quick for Geek Fam. They took their dear time in setting that up to get a kill onto Shive. But now they're too low to set up for the next objective, and they had to lose Beloyski in the process. There you go, free turtle coming in for Bigatron Alpha. Miscalculation by Geek Fam.
It was a great plan, but it just didn't work out as they wanted. I think the heavy spin was used a bit too early. The follow-up came just a slight bit late, and everyone was scrambling to get to where they need to be instead of already being there, right? It seems very minor, but every single second counts in a game as fast-paced as Mobile Legends. So if they really want to go and try and pick off a hero in a team with an Angela, you better make sure that everyone is on point with the timing.
Definitely. Because the over-calculations, they lose you turrets, they lose you conquests, they lose you games. And that was very detrimental to Geek Fam's just loss in that early stage of the game that has actually allowed Bigatron Alpha to propel their gold lead to 1K.
You look at the composition as well. I think Bigatron Alpha has more to gain by winning in the early game. They can really chase down with the Irithel, and they have an assassin.
Wow.
It is going to be a utility Lancelot most likely, but getting kills on this Lancelot is still going to be a big problem for Aboy and Beloy in the back line.
Oh, Beloyski very low, caught there as the penalty zone connected there. And now, with one man down, will Bigatron Alpha look another something in the top lane? Good clear here with the Blazing Duet. As yeah, the structure top lane was in trouble, but now saved.
Man, Super Ken, he's buying so much time for his team. He's allowing the space for them to be able to let go of the bottom lane to find something else elsewhere. And for the most part, Marky has still been unable to deal the damage and to put his pressure onto Shive. Is it related to the items that he's built so far? Is he not there yet? There was absolutely no damage.
The items is definitely a big problem. It's a 2K gold right now, and Irithel kind of spikes a lot faster than the Claude. Claude needs 2 core items, and CV now with the new Has Claws has critical and lifesteal, but Super Soul Rizzo catches 1 only.
Penalty zone popped as well now. Heavy spin will pin him down. The damage though will not be there as Super Ken looking for a kill in the backside, but on the other side of the map, it will be Super Key taken down. Turtle now secured by Super Ken, no problem, as Geek Fam, even though with 5, they will not engage on towards a fight.
A great call from Bigatron Alpha to just burst it down before Nile can even get involved. They acknowledge that he is a great jungler and he is a real threat. So they go for it now, but boy!
Oh, Vintrable, good flicker, as the Phantom Execution failed to find its mark. Retry earlier, Beloyski though, 1 HP there. Almost finds its mark, as now Bigatron Alpha with a healthy 2,500 gold lead. Oh, take a look at the bottom lane now. Marky the second gets taken out by Super Ken. What an engage now. Heavy spin though will not find a pin, and that was a very expensive kill.
Wow, the movement from Bigatron Alpha, the decisiveness to go for a single target and land all the spells on him. Super key now. He jumped on by Luke. But look at Geek Fam. They're all going in 1 by 1. Heavy spins first, Bravest Fighter now. They're not going in as a team. Where is the Geek Fam unity?
I have no idea where they are right now, and honestly, at this point, it's looking bad.
Oh, flicker penalty zone committed. Now Chive. Whoa! Oh, with the free hit, with the free kill as well. Beloyski will be taken out. That shows, that means green light to take the Lord.
Man, like even despite Super Ken already leading, at 3 levels above Nile, they're still able to find these moments that make it completely impossible for Geek Fam to touch these neutral objectives. 5,300 gold lead now for the Red Robots. They're back.
They're definitely back, and they're still respecting Geek Fam. Super Key has finished the Necklace of Durance, lowering the healing coming in from Aboy, from Luke and Nile, as well as Beloyski. This team has a lot of regen, and Bigatron Alpha are happy to deny all of it. With the Lord marching on the bot side though, seems like Bigatron are doing a much better time. They're doing a much better management of the waves, but look at the solo play!
Seems like just to bait out resources here before the real defense. They did the Blazing Duet already. Now the structure in the mid will fall.
That was an expensive resource to utilized earlier on, and now look at this, they're going in. That bottom lane is sure to fall, but Niall!
Finds the pin, finds the stun, the damage will fall here. Shiva is
Drive.
still holding on, but he will fall. Now, let's see, Super Ken trying to escape, will not find the route though, as he will be the next one to fall. A boy claims the double, as Beloy is the only trade. And now Sorizo terrified everything, the damage will fall. Sorizo falls here, and that was a heck of a defense by the Geeks.
Defense? I would have said that was an offense, right? 1-for-3 trade in favor of Geek Fam, and they have completely come back here as well. Sure, the Lord, the gold is still leaning towards the Bigatron Alpha, but now Geek Fam, they have enough of the map control to start elevating their gameplays, to start elevating their strategies.
What a play from Niall though to find Sive in the midst of all the confusion. He is the chosen one, and it does seem like he's beginning to believe. If he makes those plays again and again, this Akai could be, again, one of the main things they could use. With the towers falling down, there's more zones in the map that Geek Fam can use to trap Bigatron Alpha. And at this point, with a Novaria and an Irithel, without any Purifies, that could very realistically happen.
It's so scary, Niall, because you would say that Niall's biggest advantage as a jungler is his retribution, right? Being the number 3 highest turtle secured amongst all these veteran junglers. But he's also really good at finding those opportunities, finding that momentum, and give opportunity for his team. And it's been working out so well. Bigatron Alpha, they need to be very careful to make sure that they know where he is on the map. And that is a big homework. That's big homework from Super Moreno as well, as a Novaria, to open that up.
The only silver lining for Bigatron Alpha is the fact that the Akai is always going to be close to the neutral objectives. But we've seen that with Onyx, sometimes the Akai goes somewhere else and goes for those pins. Geek Fam can do the same, but with limited front line, they're sending Luke to do all that instead. And Niall, as you can see, is always waiting near the Lord. It's going to be yet another duel between him and Super Ken. And now with a level disadvantage, it's not going to be as clear-cut.
Okay, the Lord will be controlled, what, 65% here by the members of Geek. Bigatron though, slowly but surely here, they are trying to, oh good, Astro like a good penalty zone, placing the wet popped here, Super Ken in the back, will not escape, finds one though, but he will fall. Now Marky might be the main target here as Super Moreno will not find the mark. Actually, the Retry will take down a boy.
That's a 2-for-1 trade, but the problem is, even though Bigatron Alpha win that in terms of numbers, there's no Super Ken, there's no source of retribution. What's the call now for Bigatron Alpha? Are they going to continue this Lord take? Or are they going to be able to delay it? The question is if they can.
Let's see now Chunks all very low, so Rizzo jumps in. Luke in the backside with the flicker play! Finds the mark. Shiva already found the Wind of Nature earlier, but the damage will be more than enough to shut him down. Oh, take a look at Marky now. Quite low. Survives.
Niall.
But the Lord and Niall now jumps in.
No
Heavy spin wasn't popped just yet. The Retry will not come.
Oh!
Will come in time. The Retry finds the Lord.
What in the world? Niall, what a monster! He came in as a rookie and he comes out a veteran. Despite being taken out, despite everything thrown at him in that turtle, that Lord pit, he was still able to secure this, delaying, giving Geek Fam a little bit more room to breathe.
How is he able to get this done again and again? The chosen one. Taking the game back, delaying it long enough for Geek Fam. They haven't found a solution, but that is valuable time. All due to the play from Niall, down to the wire.
What?
What in the world?
He was a level below Super Ken, you know, and then he's still able to make those plays. Oh, wow. Man.
I have no words.
Me neither. Niall is outperforming himself at this point. And the entire gold lead that Bigatron Alpha was able to build, gone. Only 100.
Now it's down to execution, but the problem still remains. Bigatron Alpha, in a base defense situation, they have so much more going for them. They have the range coming in from the Irithel and the Novaria. They have wave clear if Geek Fam wants to pressure. They have wave clear if they are trying to push towards the base of Geek Fam. And with the Divine Glaive completed for Moreno, Super Moreno, that's a lot of penetration, that's a lot of damage. He might be able to even one-shot the squishier members like Beloyski and Marky. And even in a team fight, the fact that the penalty zone has always been on point means that unless they make something crazy happens.
Good bait now. Oh, the pin!
Oh,
Missed
man.
his mark. Super Kendo re-engages, but it seems like no commitments more. Bigatron, though, will find the jungles of Geek Fam for now, but it is still a hard reset here. Both teams at equilibrium, 16 minutes in.
Wow, that's a lot of damage onto a boy as well. You mentioned it with the Divine Glaive, and the underlying issue is Bigatron Alpha arguably has better late game. With Moreno, with Sive, that's a lot of poke, that's a lot of pure damage. And Geek Fam need to figure a way of how to find that proper opening, because if they do it like this, if they go front to back, I feel like that's Bigatron Alpha's most safest, most ideal way to win the team fight.
I think for Geek Fam, it's only about making it messy. Every
Yeah.
single one of their heroes can do well, even though they are right in the thick of the battle, right? Marky can Blazing Duet, Beloyski can hit everyone and heal everyone at the same time, and Luke can do the same. In the previous fight, he was almost single-handedly able to take out Sive. One more person comes with him, that should be a done deal. But now the question is, can they find ways to get behind Bigatron with the Astral Echo, with the Astral Sphere being spammed out again and again? The wave control on the bottom side, though, is a step in a good direction for Geek Fam, but it's being managed by that Angela global presence.
Not to mention just the constant threat from Super Sorizo as well to make sure that that entire scenario does not happen. He's looking for an opening here.
Heavy spin already popped. That's an expensive resource wasted here, pre-Lord. Bigatron Alpha might engage on towards the fight here. Fricker, penalty zone, finds Beloyski. Shiva takes him down. That's a green light here for Bigatron to go and commit to the Lord. Let's see though, Geek Fan, how will they respond this? 4 men looking to delay. Blazing Duet popped as well here with a major as well, but the damage will be enough to take Super Moreno down. Now, in the backside, Luke finds 3 members, but the damage will not be enough to take anyone down. Luke losing his immortality, but it seems like the damage will come through. Luke taken down. It's a 2-for-1. Heavily favoring the Bigatron side of Shiva. Out of nowhere finds the double.
Just comes in and guns everyone down on the Ducati. How are you supposed to deal with this?
Brum brum.
The Angela Irithel combo. Too much to deal with. No one can stop them. And you saw how low CP was. What, 200 HP? The Angela comes in with the Heart Guard, and he's back to full with lifesteal of his own. Geek Fam trying their best to find something, but the penalty zone!
Oh, he will be stunned. But no commitments from both teams. Lord now, heavily favored side of Bigatron, and there you go. Now though, Super Sorizo will lose his immortality, as it seems like it will be enough for Geek Fam.
What is the cooldown of the Heart Guard?
Fleeting
Because-
time?
Does Angela have fleeting time?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense because it was already used initially in the beginning of the fight. Shiva nearly gets taken down, and like you mentioned earlier, the Heart Guard comes back and was able, and that enough alone was able to bring Shiva back to full health. And so in this particular scenario, with that item already built in by Angela, in these long drawn-out fights, Bigatron Alpha, they're gonna win the team fights.
Almost every single time. That's why this combo is just so devastating. And for Geek Fam, I wonder if it's time to just consider other options. Team fighting isn't working. Going for the neutral objective can work, but not when the heavy spin gets burned out too quickly. Can they go for something like a split push? They
They
lose
have
that
Claude.
mobility.
They should be able to do that. They have Claude. I agree with you.
Oh!
Oh my goodness, Marky.
Damage.
Very low there. But yeah, the first structure of a base turret will be taken out there in the bottom lane of the map. Bigatron, they want more here. It seems like they will go for the siege in the mid side. Oh, flicker, penalty zone even. And the boy, very low. Sorizo, though, still holding on. The damage will come to the sun as well. But the heavy spin is huge. But Bigatron will juke out of it. Now, taken out, punished. Bigatron still strong with 5. Base wide open. Super Zen, flashy hands. Beloyski taking out Moreno with the double. Marky with the help of the hard guard now looking for a kill. Shiva might be in trouble. Good hard guard spike, but it seems like it will be more than enough. Super Ken finds the kill. base wide open. Bigatron Alpha takes the series onto a Game 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, against all odds, the Red